Hello there, Richard Rodriguez here. In this video I will be observing our solar system in comparison to a fictional Mass Effect 2 star system called Dholen, which is in the far rim of the Milky Way galaxy. Mainly, I want to compare our Sun with Dholen and its planets. The innermost planets in our system will be compared with Dholen's planets. We will even travel to the planet Haestrom, which the game portrays as being highly dangerous for humans to go on. By the end of the video, I will reveal my criticism of BioWare's decision to make Haestrom dangerous for humans, and if humans should even be on the planet. The size of Dholen seems to be exaggerated, so let's look at it in a model of what scientists think our Sun will look like when it becomes a red giant. Now that we're at Dholen, let's look around here. Dholen appears to be a red giant, or in the process of becoming one. Its first planet in orbit is called Gotha. Gotha is 1.5 astronomical units from its star, and its day lengths are 66.4 Earth hours. My guess is that Gotha wasn't always the first planet, and the red star vaporized the planets before it. This could happen in 5 billion years when our Sun becomes a red giant. Gotha's orbital period is 1.8 Earth years. Perhaps Gotha is still intact because it has a highly eccentric orbit. It reminds me of Mercury, and the core is probably dense with iron. Gotha seems to be just like Mars. Its orbital distance is 1.5 AU, and Mars's orbital distance is 1.52 AU. I think BioWare did their research here, and because Gotha is so close to the Sun, or Dholen in this case, Mars will likely be very similar. Scientists have already projected that when our Sun becomes a red giant, Mercury, Venus, and Earth will be vaporized, and Mars will be closest to the Sun, and its orbit will become even more eccentric. The planet we are going on, Haestrom, is much like Jupiter in its orbital distance from the star. Haestrom is 6.3 AU while Jupiter is 5.2 AU. So if we relate this back to our solar system, Haestrom would be around where Jupiter is, only Haestrom's star is much larger and much hotter. So if we were in the solar system on Jupiter, Jupiter would be much hotter than it is now because of the red giant. According to the game, Haestrom's sun has overwhelmed the planet's protective magnetosphere. Humans foolhardily enough to venture into Haestrom must exercise extreme caution. Minutes of radiation exposure will overload shields, and hours of exposures it will kill. Furthermore, solar output renders surface to orbit communication nearly impossible. So basically what's going on in Haestrom is that humans in the future with protective shields and equipment will face problems with overheating, and in the video we'll show how even in the game this becomes a challenge for the players. As you can see, the characters are overheating and their shields are going down. In the game, the character won't perish from staying in the sun too long, since it says that it will take a few hours for this to kill the character, and in the game you're pretty much in and out. But I think this is kind of misconstrued. I think most likely is with all that equipment on and with the sun the way it is, a character probably wouldn't last more than an hour with that sun beating on them. In conclusion, I think BioWare did its research, especially with the connection I made with Mars and Gotha. Gotha and Mars having a similar astronomical units and much similar in structure. And if the eccentric orbit is intact and there is little confrontation between the star and the planet with, if it has a dense core, can be able to stay in contact with its star and not, be vaporized by the star or pulled in. And with the planet we were on, I believe that the same thing. If the planet has an eccentric enough orbit, the sun won't be as harsh if its orbit is very oval.